Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-88-99789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
If I asked you right now to open your wallet, how many credit cards would be in there? 3, 4, 5, or more? Here's a better question. How many of them are maxed to the limit? What's the interest rate on those? 16%, 18%, some as high as 22%? Hey, it's Russell. I know there's someone listening right now who feels like they're trapped. Their credit cards are maxed. They can't even make the minimum payments. They've piled up and you need help. Maybe you've lost your job, you're behind on the payments, and now the debt collectors are calling every day. Want some help? Jerry Givens can help. Jerry's been helping East Tennesseans for years get back on track, get their debt under control, or even eliminated. Jerry Givens knows what laws are out there to help protect you. These problems don't go away because you ignore the calls or letters. Trust me, they actually get worse, much worse. Jerry Givens has helped thousands of people by stopping those calls and letters. Get their peace of mind. Stop living in fear. It's no fun. Call today to set up your free consultation. 865-801-9250. That's 865-801-9250. Stop the calls by making a call. 865-801-9250.
And here we go, live from Calhoun's on the River. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play with Brett Hotlander, Allie Campbell, Jackson Freeman. I'm William Pattison, and we appreciate you joining us on this Friday from K-Town. The vibes are high, guys. Dark mode, top 25 matchup, Neyland Stadium, prime time. Where would you rather be than the 865? Really excited to have the opportunity to do this today. This is my first live remote show I've ever done. So we got a great crowd to do it in front of, and we've got a great reason to do it because we've got Tennessee and Oklahoma tomorrow night. We'll dive into our keys to the game and some storylines over the next hour or so, and then we'll have a guest appearance from Russell Smith of The Drive in hour 2. Also talk week 10 of the college football season. We've got plenty to cover, guys. Let's welcome in the rest of the crew before we get going, beginning with Allie. Allie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, there we go.
Sorry about that.
There we go. Oh, technical difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah, this is part of it, folks. This is part of it. This is part of it. I warned you this is my first time.
We're still getting the hang of things, but it's Halloween. How could you not be excited about this? Can we talk about our costumes?
Yes,
first?
we should explain the costumes. I think that's key because I usually do not dress like this, folks. I am Marty McFly from Back to the Future, so I got the red puffer jacket, the jean jacket. I don't wear this stuff usually. I don't wear jeans in general. I had to go to Walmart yesterday.
He didn't have a single pair of jeans.
I don't wear jeans. I don't. But I'm Marty McFly from Back to the Future. So that's my costume. Brett, I'm interested to see what you are. I like this getup.
Well, yeah, this was kind of thrown together last minute. I went with an 80s basketball player.
Okay.
That's where the fro comes from. And I looked up a name as well. I did a name generator.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be Ricky Swift.
Ricky Swift.
Yeah, so I feel like that's my name. That's my name today, at least.
Okay.
So, but fired up. Yeah.
I can get around with that. And Allie, explain what your costume is.
I'm Mr. Griswold from Christmas Vacation. I've been getting compliments all morning on the Blackhawks jersey. And as much as I think they're awesome, it's all for the Griswold costume. So hopefully that comes together.
Well, I like that. All right. Well, happy Halloween. That's the other thing going on. It's Halloween today.
Halloween, right?
Halloween with
Halloween.
everything going on tomorrow and with Tennessee and Oklahoma. It's hard to remember that it's Halloween today, too. So that's why we're in costume today. Let's get into our first things first topic. That's our keys to the game. Keys to the game, we always do. And a top 20 showdown is in store for number 14 Tennessee this Saturday night inside a sold-out Neyland Stadium as it hosts number 18 Oklahoma in a crucial SEC battle between two college football playoff contenders. The Vols will look to keep things rolling offensively after an impressive 56-point outing last week in Kentucky, and that featured touchdowns from 7 different players, 504 yards of offense. It was a barrage of points for Tennessee last week, but we'll get into our keys to the game, and I do apologize once again, folks. I said this is my first time. I don't know if I'm messing up here, but maybe have a little bit of help here in a second. But we'll get to our keys to the game. First off, for me, I always think in these type of matchups where you got two ranked versus ranked teams, the home team has got to win. There we go. Is that better? Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Again, first time doing this. Getting back to those keys to the game, though, ranked versus ranked matchup in your home stadium, the crowd has got to make an impact. And Neyland Stadium, I have no doubt, will do that. Dark mode is a fan favorite. Everyone loves it. Should be a great crowd tomorrow night. So that stadium impact, I think, is one of the biggest keys for everyone out here. Got to make an impact if you're at the game. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. We'll start on the offensive side of the football. A very versatile defense for Oklahoma. You look at guys like our Mason Thomas coming off the edge. That's a guy I've described all week as a guy that kind of looks like a linebacker but is as good as anyone else in the country coming off the edge. So I look at him. I look at a couple of their defensive backs. Eli Bowen is really, really talented as well. One of my favorite players coming into the season. This is a versatile group. So for Tennessee, you've got to stretch this team out like Ole Miss did last week. Now, metrics-wise, Oklahoma ranks towards the top of the country and a lot of these defensive stats. But as we saw last week, Ole Miss was able to have success. The best offense they was able to have success. And I think Tennessee's got a better offense than Ole Miss in terms of consistency right now. And I think you open up things by getting deep shots, getting guys like Chris Brazzell involved, and you saw that last week. Staley, Matthews, Brazzell all had a really good outing. I think you just got to get in rhythm early in this one, find that consistency. Now, folks, defensively, that's been the talk of the town over the last, really, ever since the season began. The defense has been a bit of concern, and the technique and tackling, the simple stuff has become difficult for this team. But I think the way that Tennessee can win this one defensively is by forcing turnovers, what they've done all season long, getting to the quarterback, but containing John Mateer. John Mateer is a very, very talented quarterback. I know he's banged up, but you've got to contain him instead of, trying to just bull rush him, get in the backfield, make a big-time play. Containing Mateer and forcing those turnovers, creating big plays, another key for this one. And finally, I feel like we always have to say it in these type of matchups with Josh Heupel and company, you got to play clean. That's controlling the controllables, as Josh Heupel likes to say every Monday during his press conference. That's the false starts. That's the ineligible receiver downfield, stuff like that. That stuff cannot occur on Saturday night when the margin of error is going to be very thin. Your back's against the wall in the college football playoff race. You've got to be at your best. Those are my 3 keys, or really 4 keys. Neyland Stadium, be Neyland loud. The dark mode impact going to be a big one. Offensively, try to find a way to stretch this Oklahoma defense out vertically and sideline. Defensively, contain Mateer, contain him. That doesn't mean we have to get a sack every time, but just contain him so he doesn't come outside. And then finally, got to make those big plays, cause those turnovers, play clean football as well. Allie, your keys to the game as we get ready for Saturday night.
Offensively, I think it's keep doing what you're doing. We have one of the best offenses in the country, so keep it going there, but also be adaptable because this is a very versatile Oklahoma defense. So make sure that you're ready for everything. If they're really on the passing game, make sure you're ready on the ground and all of that. So defensively, a big key that you mentioned is creating pressure up front and generating turnovers. That's been the bright spot of the defense. There's been a lot of gray areas with the defense, so focusing on what you do best and making sure that they're able to generate turnovers is huge. And yeah, be kneeling loud. That's a huge one, especially for dork mode.
That's a key to the game for a lot of these people out here. You got to be kneeling loud on Saturday night. Brett, your keys to the game for Saturday's matchup?
Yeah, mine's pretty simple. I like to see Heupel stay aggressive. A lot of times he's been a little too conservative on down and distances, especially after turnovers. We'd like to see him take shots and continue to attack downfield. I think that's our strength of the football team. Run blocking, pass blocking, keys. Let's keep Aguilar, upright down there. We talked about their pass rush, different things like that. And then the defense just fly around, make plays, be aggressive. I know we get out of our attack lanes, or stay in our gaps.
Yeah.
Mateer can beat you. We've seen some quarterbacks get outside the pocket on 3rd and long. Taylor Green comes to mind. People like that. So continue to be aggressive. And hopefully make some tackles this week. That's probably the biggest key of the game right now.
Yeah. Those are our keys to the game for Saturday's matchup against the Sooners. Let's now dive into some storylines in this. Tennessee owns a 28 in Neyland Stadium under Josh Heupel. They are 23-2 in the venue since the start of the 2022 season, and both losses were obviously to Georgia. But when you look at this team, when they come inside Neyland Stadium, they're able to play a lot more comfortable as opposed to what they look like on the road. The Vols, 92% home winning percentage since the start of the 2022 season, is the 3rd best in the SEC, tied for 7th best in the nation. And UT has scored at least 20 points in 12 straight home games and at least 30 in all 4 contests inside the confines of Neyland Stadium this year. And I bring that up because Josh Heupel has been the big engineer for this recent success over the last 5 years. But this is a big one for him. And there's been a lot of talk over the last, I'd say, 10 days. Ever since everything went down with Tony, I thought there was a little bit more pressure put on Josh Heupel and this football team to have success. Now, obviously, Danny White made the right call, decided to give Josh Elander the job, which is a big thank you to Danny White for doing that. But getting back to now pressure that Heupel feels, this is your fight. Start having these games where Oklahoma comes into town and a ranked versus ranked matchup with your season on the line. That is something that Tennessee has to expect to win at this point. So I don't think Josh Heupel's job is on the line by any means in this one. I'm not saying that, but I do think that there is a fair amount of pressure on him to get this one done because you played a great game against Georgia and you got in your own way in the final 3 minutes of that one. Alabama, I thought you fought, but you also got in your own way in that one. If he gets in his own way in this one, you start looking at how this schedule sets up, who have you really beaten these? So I think Josh Heupel's got a fair amount of pressure in this one. I'm not calling for his job, folks. I'm not up here like Dave from the Tony Basilio show. He's calling for his job early. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I think there's a fair amount of pressure going into Saturday. Allie, what do you say?
Definitely a lot of pressure. Tennessee fans do not like to lose at home. They're only used to that against Georgia now that I'm here. So we have an expectation set up, and especially with this is in the season, to be an elimination game for Tennessee.
Yeah.
They are not expected to make it to the playoffs. There's 3 losses by the end of the season. So this is a huge one for Josh Heupel to continue the reputation that he's been able to hold by winning in Neyland. And then also there's a little bit in this with it being Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The history that he has with that team will also, of course, be a factor whether or not.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. It's funny, last year heading into this game against Oklahoma, that was really the talk of the week. Like Josh Heupel goes back to norm. We heard that this week as a narrative. Obviously, going back to an old place is a little bit more sentimental, but still the former team.
He's bringing these people to his home now. So.
Exactly. Brett, obviously, Josh Heupel not on the hot seat or anything by any means. But what type of pressure does he face Saturday night? And if things don't go well, how do you think the rest of the season unravels?
This is a no excuse on this one. This is a must-win, can't-lose type of situation. I expect to win. I almost expect to win kind of comfortably. Honestly, I think your offense should throw in. And, I think, there's no excuse for losing this one on Saturday night.
Those Sooner fans over there don't want to hear that.
You too.
Let's talk about this Tennessee offense because Tennessee's passing game has been lethal all season long, coming off its best performance of the season last week in a 56-34 victory at Kentucky, led by a season-high 396 passing yards from senior quarterback Joey Aguilar. It was Joey Spirals on Saturday in Lexington. But the Vols had 3 receivers finish with more than 100 receiving yards, and Chris Brazel with 4 receptions, 138 and a touchdown. Mike Matthews goes 6 for 107 and a touchdown. And then Braylon Staley goes 6 receptions for 105. And that marked the first time, folks, that Tennessee has had a trio of receivers accomplish 300 or 100 yards or more individually since Marquez Callaway, Josh Palmer, and Jawan Jennings did so in a win at Missouri in 2019. So obviously last week was really good, and the Kentucky defense nowhere near the level of Oklahoma. But entering Saturday's contest, Tennessee leads the SEC and ranks 3rd in the country in passing yards per game, 321.4, and is tied for 10th nationally, 2nd in the SEC, in passing touchdowns with 20. How do you think this Tennessee offense is going to handle the versatility of this Oklahoma defense? We talked about guys like Eli Bowen earlier, but even like a Luke Heineke at linebacker. I really like him a lot.
Kip Lewis.
Yeah, Kip Lewis. And we've already talked about those guys on the edge. Or Mason Thomas, I think, is very versatile. But in terms of the secondary, that linebacker, that 2nd and 3rd level, I think the way Tennessee handles this is by, kind of doing the same thing Ole Miss did, stretching you out and playing vertical. You saw last week against the Rebels, Oklahoma struggled when a Winston Watkins was outside and kind of one-on-one coverage. And Lane Kiffin would be jumping up and down trying to get Trinidad Chambliss's, recognition, trying to see what was available. But I think for Tennessee, you've got 3 receivers that are all more than capable of making plays. I look for Chris Brazel to have another big out. But really, I think sometimes like a Staley kind of gets lost in the sauce a little bit. You like that term. You like that term, right?
He's here all night, folks.
But Staley's a guy that I think kind of falls through the cracks sometimes intermediately, 10, 15 yards, having that option as well. So I think you're stretching them vertically down the field, but also using sideline to sideline, which what Josh Heupel already likes to do will be a big key to go up against this versatility. Allie, what do you make of that matchup?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you bring up Braylon Staley because specifically Chris Brazel is one of the best receivers in the nation, so he's going to be heavily targeted by this Oklahoma defense. So as they're super versatile, the Tennessee offense is going to have to find multiple ways to get some yardage. And so I think looking at Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews are going to be key pieces of this if they are targeting Brazel so much.
Brett, what about you?
Yeah, Venables is a smart defensive coach. He's not going to be like Stoops and play one high safety, different things like that, and leave them out on an island, to tack downfield. So I look at them and I look at Kitzelman too. I think he's a safety blanket. He's usually been a guy you see at the start of games, especially saw it against Georgia, went right down the field. I think they're going to try to establish the run as well with Deshaun Bishop and things like that, maybe get them up in the box and different things like that. So I just want to, like I said earlier, just stay aggressive, and I think stuff will open up.
I think a run game, too, would be effective if we're able to get that going because of how successful the passing game was against Kentucky. They're probably expecting full force on that, but if we come in with a successful run game, that could surprise them.
Yeah, good point there. I mean, I think that you saw Arkansas and Alabama, both those games, I thought Tennessee ran the ball at a really nice level.
Not enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, even not enough. I thought
Alabama, you should have kept it on the ground.
Yeah, and I probably should have rephrased that. No. I thought Tennessee did a really good job running the ball. Now, should they have done it more? Yeah. Most definitely. But I feel like Deshaun Bishop has been a really cool story for this Tennessee offense. Coming into the season, I really thought like Star Thomas was probably going to be your one, right? And that was no stray to Bishop or Lewis, but Thomas I thought could have been that utility knife. And he has been that and was that early in the season. But, man, over the last couple of weeks, Deshaun Bishop has continued to play at a really, really high level. I think he's your bona fide running back one right now. And this Oklahoma defense, they've been good against the run. They've been good in every aspect for that matter. But I feel like if you're able to get that balance with Deshaun Bishop getting a couple of those big runs as well, really will help ease things, for this Tennessee offense, especially early on. Yeah. And I don't think Joey Aguilar by any means is scared of the moment. If he were scared of the moment, it would have been against Syracuse in the opener. It would have been against Georgia in a top 15 matchup in Neyland back in September. It would have been in Bryant Denny's game a couple of weeks back. I don't think anything phases this guy. And So I don't want to say that, you need to lean on the run game so that Joey can get acclimated. I think both have done a great job.
Yeah.
But I do want to see that running game get a little bit more of an uptick. Obviously, those passing numbers were great last week. But want to see that running game going a little bit more. Anything to add on that, guys?
And also the offensive line. When you talk about the game, they can't do anything without their run blocking. Right. So, I'd like to be more stable. David Sanders has been incredible. We've seen those highlight tapes of him against Kentucky. And, you'd like to find those 5 guys that have some consistency and not the rotating part. So, yeah, I think it's always key. Heupel loves it.
It is so funny watching you say these things in your costume. This is awesome.
I got my thinking hat on.
Yeah, the crowd here is probably like, who are these 3 idiots? They just rolled in from the street.
Sorry I dressed up for you folks.
Wearing, I don't wear
this looks like a normal outfit.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. That's why I'm a little bit.
They had never seen you before. This could be your attire.
Well, that's my thing about it. I don't want people to think it's not that it looks bad per se, but this is not my usual fit. Not my usual fit. All right, when we come back, folks, we'll talk about this Tennessee defense. I know it's a very polarizing topic these days. We'll break that down. We'll hit a break real quick. And also coming up at the end of the hour, it's our best bet segment presented by VIP Play. You're listening to the Playbook presented by VIP Play live from Calhoun's on the River.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini-games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Wouldn't trade this Tyler for a Stone Cold $1 million.
Back here on the Playbook presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us, whether it be live Calhoun's on the River or on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM here in K-Town on the local dial, or
Thank you.
on that X/YouTube live stream. Have your listener watching. We do appreciate your time and the crowd today, and really excited for the opportunity to do this again. So we talked about that Tennessee offense, the stories to watch for in this matchup in the first segment. Now let's switch over to that Tennessee defense. And it's not as fun to talk about as the Tennessee offense, but hey, we got to be critical. We got to talk about it. Let's begin with a positive here.
There's positive?
Well, there is a positive. There is a
Okay.
positive.
I must miss it.
The Vols defense has created numerous big plays this season and is tied with Louisiana Tech for the FBS lead with 5 defensive touchdowns entering this Saturday, I should say. And UT has 3 fumble return scores against Syracuse, UAB, and Mississippi State, and 2 pick sixes, both in SEC play at Mississippi State and at Kentucky. Tennessee has tallied 13 defensive touchdowns during defensive coordinator Tim Banks' tenure and is 11-0 as a team when they're able to get a defensive touchdown. Big plays is going to be really big in this one, no pun intended. We talked about it yesterday on the air. Reese Davis was talking about what he thought was going to be the differentiating factor. He said Tennessee making big plays defensively was a big reason why, and I have to agree because so far through this season, Tennessee's defense has not been able to play great complementary football, and I think that's a big issue for Tennessee right now. Just the big picture, right? Complementary football, defense gets a stop, offense responds. You have sometimes where Tennessee's defense gets a stop, but the offense doesn't respond. And there shouldn't be every time, your offense scores, your defense scores, they have to make a play. But I feel like complementary football is a big concern with this group right now. And if you're able to cause a turnover in a top 25 matchup against this Oklahoma offense, that has struggled over the last couple of weeks, that's some instant momentum. I think it's a really key to force turnovers and have those big plays defensively on Saturday. Allie, would you agree or disagree? I think you'll agree.
Absolutely agree. I think generating turnovers is the biggest bright spot there. The only thing that's been really keeping this defense afloat the past few weeks. And thankfully for this defense, Mateer has turned over the ball quite a bit. He has 8 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So I think that being able to generate turnovers with Mateer at the helm of that offense is going to be helpful. We've kind of given up hope on the little details getting aggressively better. So as long as we can rely on generating turnovers like we've been able to do, we should be solid.
Yeah. Brett, what about you?
Yeah, that's key. I think even getting third down stops is key. We need to get off the field better. Terrible defensively on third down, especially third and long, which is surprising considering how well we sacked the quarterback. So I think those can be turnovers. Maybe Boo Carter will have to make an appearance and do something on a punt return this weekend. So need some help from the defense, I think.
Yeah, let's talk more about this Oklahoma team. I know we got a couple of Oklahoma Sooner fans in here, way in the back, enjoying some food here at Calhoun's on the river. Head coach Brent Venables, 4th season leading the Oklahoma football program, and has the Sooners ranked 18th in the country entering Saturday's matchup. And after getting off to that 5-0 start, they were kind of the talk of the town in college football in September. They've had a little bit of a drop-off. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. They did get a win over South Carolina, but had that loss in the Red River rivalry to Texas and company, and obviously last week lost at home to Ole Miss. And while the stakes are high for both teams, I think that Brent Venables faces a fair amount of pressure in this one. Now, I know earlier we talked about Josh Heupel, the type of pressure he might face, but Venables could start getting down a slippery slope. When you look at the remaining games for Oklahoma to end out the season, Alabama, LSU, Missouri, those are not give me games either. And we knew this Oklahoma schedule was going to be difficult. But now if you drop 3 out of your last 4 after starting the season 5-0, I think, some people in Soonerland are going to get a little bit rattled about it. So I think there's a lot at stake outside of just this matchup for both these teams in the college football playoff race. Heupel can't afford a loss here at home. Brent Venables cannot lose 3 out of his last 4. What do you make of that storyline hanging in this one, Allie?
Well, Oklahoma's been given a really tough schedule in their first couple years in the SEC.
Yeah.
They've been given a lot of challenges. So this specific game, if they lose this one, wouldn't necessarily hurt Venables in an aggressive manner, but it's foreshadowing what could come with the rest of their season and what the rest of their schedule looks like. And these days in college football, coaches are flying off the charts. So you never know what's going to happen or who's going to go where.
Brett, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, anytime you lose football games, especially at a program like Oklahoma, there's going to be questions. And I think he has every right to be questioned right now, no matter who you're playing against. Oklahoma's a traditional power, and they're struggling right now. Maybe it is what Matier's dealing with a little bit. But, yeah, you can't lose 3 out of 4 if you're Oklahoma right now.
And this will be a tough environment on Saturday night. We've got a gentleman right here already wearing some black. He's ready to go. He's ready to go in the dark mode. I like that. Go Vols, GBO, young man. It's going to be a rocking environment. It's going to be difficult for Oklahoma to be able to communicate, but that's the Neyland experience. That's why you got to get Neyland loud. And a guy that's going to be having to communicate with that offensive line is quarterback John Matier. And he's a spectacle. He's an interesting player because I loved him transferring over from Washington State. And, a lot of people look at those box scores and say, well, he was really good at the beginning of the year and had a stretch where he got really, inefficient and was bad. But my thing is he was on kind of a thrown-together team in Washington State. Obviously, not many people want to go play football there right now. And I mean, he was the star of the show, and he was that for Oklahoma in this first half of the season because he can get it done with his legs, and he was efficient in the air. The numbers, the drop-off is insane. We pulled it up and talked about it earlier in the week. I want to make sure I get this right here, but it was 304 yards per game in those first 6 matchups, first 4 games. Before the thumb injury.
Yeah.
Now down to 192.
Yeah.
So that's a big drop off there. And he was asked about it earlier in the week and said that it's not the thumb bothering him. It's more so just, going through the game plan and being able to read the defense effectively. But I feel like the thumb has got something to do with it here. But I will say Matier is a very knowing Tennessee and watching these Tennessee games. These are the type of quarterbacks that come in here and have a bad outing the first 3 weeks and then come in and blow it up,
Yeah.
especially.
You can get right against this defense.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Cutter Boley.
Cutter Boley was at the frat house 2 weeks ago. Now he's the talk of the town in Kentucky.
Brett will never let us forget it.
Yeah.
He's a legend even in a loss.
Exactly. So going back to Matier, the best way to contain him is by being disciplined in your pass rush. Now, Tennessee has got some great edges, whether it be a Joshua Josephs or even interior with a Moy or a Tyree West, whatever you want to say. They've got a lot of guys that can put pressure. But the best thing about this group is that they've been able to contain at a pretty good level over the last couple of outings. And I think you have to do that in this one to where you cannot allow Matier to avoid a quick blitz coming off the edge, and he's able to spin out of it. We saw Diego Pavia do that against LSU 2 weeks ago, and that's why they were able to pick up 3rd and 4th downs over and over again. It's just an example, Brett. It's just an example. I know people don't like Pavia here, but you've got to make sure you contain him, stay in front of you. Don't bull rush, try to make the big play. Just got to keep him in front of you. I know that's easier said than done, but containing.
How do you do that? Because these guys want to go, because they're going to want to get upfield.
Well, and that's true, but it's staying disciplined in your pass rush angles, right?
But you still want them to go after him, right?
No, I do. I want you to get to the quarterback, but what I'm saying is I don't want you blitzing full speed into the backfield, just trying to dead set on, because that's where a guy like Matier can pull out and make a play.
You got a spy this weekend?
First off, your linebackers have a ton of pressure this week in general, especially with exactly. So. A spy maybe if that gets to the point, but I feel like this Tennessee defensive line can get the job done in itself if they're just able to stay disciplined those angles.
Yeah, well, a stat that I wanted to mention is that Matier is averaging 150 yards less after the injury. That's absurd, and big numbers for Tennessee to be looking at as well. But I think if you just generate pressure, he's been like really nervous in the past couple games since coming back from injury. So I think that is where you can find space for.
Yeah, Brett.
Yeah, I like John Matier. I really do. I think what he's done to come back from this thumb injury when it's probably a 5 or 6 week injury. We thought today might have been, or this weekend might have been his first game back.
Yeah.
In all honesty. Yeah. That doctor and wherever it was, California or wherever, was a legend. So I love his toughness. I think he's going to compete this weekend. I don't, especially against our defense. Like I said, quarterbacks can get right against our defense.
Yeah, you've said that a couple of times this week.
I'm going to keep saying it. We haven't.
Brett is really hard on the Tennessee defense right now.
Nobody's going to disagree.
Yeah, maybe that Tennessee defense is listening. Hopefully so. Real quick, checking
they know where we are.
yeah, just down the street. Now we can see
sorry,
Dillon
Aaron
Stadium
Carter,
from
I'm
here.
sorry.
They can take a quick trip down here. They'll probably sack us if they heard us talking like that.
Oh, God, I don't know.
Yeah. Real quick, YouTube chat.
Miss a tackle.
I forgot about it. I got to include these people as well.
Yes, they're probably in here somewhere.
Yeah. Buck says, other than Alabama, at any time, this has to be Heupel's biggest game. Buck is a big fan of the jersey, Allie.
Thank you, Buck. Thank
He says he's got the same one. There we go.
No way. Go Blackhawks.
And then Jimbo notices we got Marty McFly in the house. So there we go. I am Marty McFly. There we go. Yeah. Don't usually dress like this. We appreciate you using the YouTube chat. One more topic before we head to the break. Talking about this UT offense versus this OU defense. Want to highlight what the Sooners have done defensively. Been out all year long, ranking among the national leaders in a number of statistical categories, including 5th in the FBS and 1st in the SEC in scoring defense with 12.5 points per game, and total defense with 240.3 yards per game. Redshirt junior linebacker Kip Lewis, a guy you were talking about earlier, Brett, leads the Sooners with 43 tackles to go along with 4.5 tackles for loss. And OU is tied for 2nd in the country with 29 sacks this year and boasts 18 players who have recorded at least half a sack. This is a group that gets in the backfield at a very, very good rate. Our Mason Thomas, a guy I've talked a lot about today, he's got 5.5. And in that Auburn game, they were in the backfield like white on rice. It was like none other. Obviously, don't expect that as much tomorrow because I think Tennessee's offensive line is in a good spot. Now, I would like to see you kind of just stick with one group. David Sanders last week, I don't know if anyone here got the opportunity to watch David Sanders' tape, but that guy looks like a pro, and he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
That guy is going to be special. And though I like what you've gotten from Sham Umarov at the beginning of the season, if everyone were healthy, David Sanders would have been your starter. That's how you've got to roll out the rest of the season. So I think that Sanders is coming off a lot of momentum. He's really good at pass coverage, needs to improve a little bit in his run coverage. Maybe not run coverage, run blocking, I should say. But I think that, again, if Tennessee is able to stretch the field vertically and play sideline to sideline like Ole Miss did last week up against the Sooners defense, I think Tennessee will be able to find success here. But that offensive line going to have their hands full with this really good pass rush. What do you make of the OU defense up against this Tennessee offense, Allie?
I'm looking at how the Tennessee wide receivers handled this Oklahoma defense, and specifically Chris Brazzell, because we know that they're going to be targeting him with all the accolades that he's received over this season. He's one of the best receivers in the country. And so I'm looking to see at how Braylon Staley and Mike Matthews are able to step up and make plays if Chris can't. But I'm assuming that after last week of all having over 100 yards, that they're going to have a pretty good day, but looking to see how they adapt to one of the best defenses that they faced all season.
Yeah, Brett, what about you?
Yeah, I'm expecting the offense to put up some numbers. They have yet to really be stopped all season, unless they stop themselves. We saw in the Bama game, things like that. So take care of the football, and you should have success on Saturday.
All right, real quick in the YouTube chat, Walker Burks says, Marty, any Halloween plans this weekend? Well, I'm taking a little trip in the middle of the Tri-Star State this afternoon, but I'll be back tomorrow for the game. So I do have some plans, Walker Burks.
Thank you. DeLorean?
Yeah.
You're gonna hop in your DeLorean?
Yeah. And I need to. So I've got my white and red shoes. Obviously, camera can't see it, but I need some Air Mags. That's the next step for. All right, when we come back, we will have our best bets presented by VIP Play. Stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play live at Calhoun's on the River.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the Sports Humans. Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik, and together we are the Cover Boys. We cover college football like no one else.
Each week, we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Are you thinking of buying a home but don't know where to start? Well, call VFL Josh Travis, your local mortgage expert with Foundation Mortgage, based right here in Knoxville. Whether it's your first home or your forever home, he'll keep the process simple every step of the way. To get started, visit mortgagebrokerjosh.com or call 423-312-9777 today. Foundation Mortgage Company, LLC is an equal opportunity housing company. NMLS number 1387311.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Merritt Garage Doors and Services has been serving the East Tennessee community since 1963. At Merritt, quite simply, the customer comes first. Their door specialists will not try to needlessly upsell you because they are not commission-based like other places. This allows them to focus on your needs and not their pockets. They offer a range of beautiful garage doors in a variety of styles to suit the architecture of your home, and they will supply and install a wide range of garage door openers and accessories to take your garage door to the next level. To request a quote or schedule a service repair call, visit merrittgaragedoor.com.
All right, back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate special edition of the Playbook today. Oh, look, we're opening up the windows and everything. Get the breeze in. What a beautiful day.
Nice. Yeah.
What a beautiful day. It is, you know, the weather was kind of dreary. It was kind of, it put you in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Look at the sun glistening in the Tennessee River right there. Neyland Stadium out in the background. This is what it's all about, folks. Yeah. I see you back there. All right. Yeah, great environment. Once again, so thankful to Calhoun today, getting ready for Tennessee and Oklahoma. We've talked about the offense, talked about the defense. We'll continue talking about this one throughout the next hour and 50 minutes. But coming up here in a second, we got our best bets presented by VIP Play. I was going to give your crew a shout out. Looks like they're wearing that. Shout out to the Allie Campbell fan club back here. Look at that. Look at that. All right.
Woo. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
So fun.
How about that? The Allie Campbell fan clubs everywhere. They're here at
The best.
All right, now time for our best bets presented by VIP Play. As this show, the Playbook, is sponsored by VIP Play. They do a job. And folks, if you're trying to get in on the action this weekend, there's not a better place to do it than the VIP Play app. Go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus. And when you make your first bet of $20 or more, you'll get $100 instantly in bonus bets by using the code FANRUN. That's FANRUN in all caps to claim those bets. And you've got to be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to do so. But if you're trying to take Tennessee minus the 2.5 up against the Sooners, you can do it on the VIP Play app. May NFL on Sunday, you could do it on the VIP Play app. Tons of different promos and giveaways each week. Make sure you're sticking to that app and checking to see what's the latest. But game problem, call 1-800-889-789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. I'm trying to pull up my best bets here, but my phone's slow. I still remember them. And
I know Brett remembers one of them.
I don't. Brett might not know his thing. So folks, each we do throughout the week we do our best bets look ahead, and I kind of preface what I'm leaning towards, and sometimes disagrees with myself. This week, I think we might align. So I've got 3 2-unit plays, and I've got 1-unit plays. We'll begin 2-unit play, and that's going to be Texas minus the 3 up against Vanderbilt. Now, my reason here is I think Texas is a really good defense. Now, they have struggled over the last couple of weeks, haven't looked as buttoned up. 2 road games, and now they come back to Austin, where I think this defense will play well at home. Archman is questionable for this one. I know he was the talk of the town before this season and hasn't played like it. I feel like this is a spot where Texas has their backs against the wall, up against a Vanderbilt team that rides it. I don't think Vanderbilt is at the level yet to walk into Austin, Texas, and get a win. So you're giving me 3 points. I will take Texas for 2 units on the -3. My second 2-unit play is going to be, horns down. Hey, we'll agree with that today. We'll agree, horns down. But hey, well, I will say I do agree with horns down, but I don't agree on this pick. I'm sorry. That's on me, yeah. Horns down every other day, but Saturday I need that 2-unit play. They're listening. Yeah, I like it. I appreciate them. Even though they're wearing the wrong colors, they're still appreciative of the broadcast. Next play, 2 units. Rank versus rank matchup, same thing as Texas. That applies. We're going Utah minus the 9.5 up against Cincinnati. Now, this Cincinnati team has been, kind of surprising. Very quiet 7-1 team. They lost in the opener against Nebraska. That was in Kansas City on a neutral site field. And they rattled off an impressive win against Iowa State. That was a ranked win at the time. But a big reason why I'm going against the Bearcats here, obviously that number is huge. Yeah. But prior, their running back, not going to be able to go for the Bearcats. I like Utah on this one. Yeah. They've let me down in 2 spots already this season. So they're on the verge of going on that no-bet list.
Like Auburn.
But Devin Dampier, going to be good to go in this one. He's going to play. I like Kyle Whittingham and company at home up against a Cincinnati team that hasn't faced a roster like this yet. My final 2-unit play is going to be going down right here in Neyland Stadium, Knoxville, Tennessee at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ABC. I like Tennessee at the 2.5 for 2 units. William, you're a homer. Oh, of course he's taking Tennessee. I like the matchup here. I like Tennessee's opportunity Saturday to stretch this defense out. They are very versatile. I love a lot of guys on this Oklahoma defense. I really do. We talked about it over the last hour. But last week, we saw this Oklahoma team get tested up against a good offense in Ole Miss. And Ole Miss was able to have their way. They really should have put up more points. If Lane Kiffin doesn't throw Austin Simmons out there, maybe this is –
on 4th down.
Or go for it on 4th down, yeah.
You're on 30.
Yeah. I thought they left points on the board, and Brent Venables said on Monday that he thought they were the better team on the field. I disagree. I bet on Oklahoma last week. I had them 5.5. That was a rank versus rank matchup, home team favored by 3 or more. That's my system, folks. I had Oklahoma last week. But I thought at the end of the day, Ole Miss was the better team. And I thought they left points on the board. I respect this Oklahoma group. I think Mateer is a great quarterback, dual threat guy. But he's not playing with that consistency right now that you saw in September. And this defense was tested last week up against a really good offense. I go Tennessee in their home building where Josh Heupel has only lost to Georgia since 2022. Give me Tennessee minus 2.5. All right, 2 more plays. And, Brett, you might remember this one. Earlier in the week, I said, Brett, turn your attention to California. The Cavaliers are traveling to take on the Golden Bears. I said I kind of liked Cal originally. But I got some sharp calls last night. I got some sharp calls. Some people telling me Virginia is a solid play. Now, keep in mind, Duke, a team that I also will not bet on again this season. Duke traveled to Cal a couple of weeks ago and got things going in that second half, ran Cal off the floor. I feel like Virginia Field, excuse me. Thank you.
You saw the basketball outfit.
Yeah. I feel like this Virginia team is getting a little bit of a buy low spot. Obviously, last week you took on North Carolina, and they barely got out of that one. But this is a buy low spot. I like Virginia here. Chandler Morris, he's a little bit of a spinner wheel sometimes in his decisions.
A lot of turnovers.
but I like Virginia 5.5. Now you were against me on Cal. Now you should be. You should be with me.
This is the one I'm against you on.
You
I
like Cal?
Yeah, I think I like Cal.
Oh, you like Cal?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Virginia
Teams struggle to get on the West Coast.
Virginia minus 5.5. That's a 1-unit play. Finally, and I hope that people aren't keyed in on this one. You might have to call that hotline I mentioned earlier. But Pittsburgh and Stanford, your classic ACC matchup going down. And at Stanford, Pittsburgh is traveling there. This Pitt team has played really good football ever since they made the quarterback change to Heinzstuhl. And he's the starter, true freshman, done an incredible job. This Pitt team is playing with some really good momentum. They got a 14-point spread. I took them at the 13.5, 14, whatever you want. It is a big number. But when you look at how Pitt has played over the last 3 or 4 weeks since they made that quarterback change, it's night and day. It's a night and day difference. And Stanford, bless their heart, they can't put together a football team in a while.
They need Andrew Luck.
They need Andrew Luck to suit back up and play. I don't think. I don't even know if that would. They need Andrew Luck and Christian McCaffrey, all those guys to come back. I don't even know if that'd be enough. But I like Pitt minus 14 in this one. So finally, to wrap up 5 plays that's presented by VIP Play. We got Utah minus the 9.5 for 2 units, rank versus rank system play. We've got Texas minus the 3. You can also maybe find it at 2.5 if you want to eat the juice of the minus 115, minus 120, up to you. I did the minus 3 at 105. And then Tennessee at the 2.5, playing inside Neyland Stadium. That play's going to be rocking this week. And then 2 1-unit plays. Pittsburgh minus 13.5, Virginia minus 5.5, my play.
So we took out the NC State.
I took out the NC State play.
Florida.
Florida game to me, and I know we got to hit a break real quick. And we got some people on the chat as well. But the Florida game to me is a little bit of a trap. They're giving you that 7.5. And I think Florida on a neutral site could most definitely compete with this Georgia team. But they're giving you a little bit of a trap line. That's why I stay away from that. 7.5, they're trying to get you to bite on that hook. I'm not a fish. I don't want to take it. All right, that's going to be our best bets presented by VIP Play. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. When we come back in hour number 2, we will have Russell Smith join us in a little bit, about 30 minutes. We're going to talk Tennessee and Oklahoma. Jackson Freeman, our producer, will be coming in as well, filling in, getting to talk about this matchup. We'll also talk Week 10 of college football. There's a lot going on outside of Tennessee and Oklahoma this week, even though I know it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. There is some other action this week, and we'll talk about it on the other side. Stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play, live at Calhoun's on the River.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282 That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced. Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Here we go. Hour number 2 on a Friday, live from Calhoun on the River. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play with Allie Campbell and Jackson Freeman. I'm William Pattison, along with us on this Friday afternoon. Great stuff in hour number 1. We'll continue it here in hour number 2. As we continue to get ready for 10 in Oklahoma, a top 25 matchup inside Neyland Stadium on Saturday night. Dark mode, and I've already seen some people donning their black. A good sign. Needs to be a good crowd. Everyone needs to wear black to get that full dark effect. And also, hats off to the Tennessee creative team this week.
Yeah.
How about those videos?
That was unbelievable. They do it every year, and incredible every year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, last year it was the Venom.
Yeah.
And this year it's Tron. I wonder what movie. Well, with the Adidas, I'm sure they'll do a dark mode uniform next year, but with the Adidas switch up, I'm wondering, if that comes next year or, do they delay that? We'll have to wait. We'll have to see. But that Tennessee social media team does a great job. Really, really cool stuff. Plenty to cover in hour number 2. We'll talk week 10 of college football on a national level, including Oklahoma and Tennessee. We'll also have Russell Smith of The Drive come on and join us here in about 20 minutes. He's one of the hosts of The Drive from 3 to 6 right here on Fan Run Radio. They'll be live in this spot here in about an hour. So stick around, maybe get another cold one, maybe get an appetizer, hang out. We got some music here tonight. It's a full-on party here at Calhoun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a full-on party. And so appreciative to everyone showing out, coming out. This is a great crowd, great environment. Jackson, let me welcome you to the show. Jackson does a great job with us. He's our technical producer, does all the graphics. Jackson, how are you? How fired up are you to be here, and how fired up are you for Tennessee and Oklahoma on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm incredibly fired up. This is a pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
But I'm even more fired up for the game tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see Vols whoop up on Oklahoma. I'm ready for some offense.
Yeah. Well, so Allie and I, we got Miss Griswold over here, and then I'm Marty McFly. Is this a costume, or is this just casual Friday?
I kind of forgot today was Halloween. So I just put
it's
on.
easily overshadowed with the big weekend that we have tomorrow.
I know.
So
Absolutely.
I understand.
I know.
So I just kind of put something on. I always make sure to wear some kind of orange on Fridays.
Yeah.
Good.
Big Orange Friday.
Yeah, well, I got here and saw everybody in their Halloween costumes. And like, man,
Yeah.
I really missed an opportunity here to.
Yeah. Earlier in the week, I didn't even know what I was going to wear. I was trying to figure it out, and obviously, some people that listen to the show have already seen me as this person before. Last year, I was Trevor Lawrence, and
Yes.
sometimes Trevor makes an appearance on the playbook after a big win. Sometimes he comes on the show, but I was Trevor Lawrence last year for Halloween, and then I was Michael Myers. But after doing that for a whole night, I was like, man, I can't do the mask again.
Yeah.
Because the mask is like, first off, no one knows who you are. And I kind of played into it for a little bit. I was walking around and like not saying anything and kind of like trying to freak people out. I know that's not, probably great to say in public, but the mask was so annoying. I was like, I can't do this again. And it's just hot. This is
Wouldn't be good for radio either.
No. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't see my face. And then, so decided to go Marty McFly this week. And again, went to Walmart yesterday, picked up some jean. I don't wear jeans. I don't wear jeans, nor a jean pullover, whatever this is. What is this called? My brother and dad and friend James are here.
William
Taylor,
Patterson
what is this called?
crew over here.
What is this called? Denim button down. I don't wear denim button downs.
What is this called? That's funny.
Yeah, I don't wear denim button downs. Anyway, all right, let's get into Week 10 of college football. Obviously, we'll continue to talk Tennessee, Oklahoma. We got some other big matchups this weekend. We'll begin at 12 o'clock on ABC. Vanderbilt and Texas. I know if I say Texas, surely we'll get some horns down to the back. There we go. There's one. Yeah. Vanderbilt and Texas. There we go. Yeah. And this was one of my best bets. I said earlier, Texas minus a 3, a 2-unit play for me on Saturday. But talking about this one specifically here, I think Vanderbilt has done an incredible job. Clark Lee deserves a ton of credit. I think Diego Pavia last year was a bit of a circus puppet, but now this year has turned into a pretty solid quarterback. And the way that he is able to navigate, third and fourth down situations, those are, critical possessions. I was really impressed with what he did against LSU. Now, Missouri last week, hats off to them defensively. They did a really good job as well. But I feel like this Vanderbilt team finally got the respect they deserve after last week's win. Texas, on the other coin, been one of the more crazy developments of the college football season. Arch Manning was the talk of the town. I mean, he was throwing throwing footballs at Red Bulls on drones before the season, had every NIL deal in the world.
Yeah.
Talk of the town. But since then, it's been really inconsistent. You have those games against Oklahoma where he played good football. I thought last week, second half, he played well before he got banged up. But then you have the performances like Kentucky, and you're like, well, what is this guy? So the reason why I had Texas earlier is that I don't think Vanderbilt is at that level yet where they can walk into Austin, Texas and get a win. Like, there are a couple of teams in the SEC, like, it's just hard to go there and win. You don't go to Georgia and win. You don't go to Alabama and win. I throw Texas kind of in that same conversation when they have the type of roster they do. So I like Texas in this one. What do you guys make of Vandy and the Longhorns? Allie, beginning with you.
We had a conversation about this yesterday, and we kind of talked about, is this too tall of a mountain for Vanderbilt to climb? And I said, no, I think that they're going to be in it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I think that they're going to win this one. I do think that home field advantage really comes into play with a matchup that's this similar. And also, Vanderbilt hasn't faced hasn't beaten anyone of this nature. Not that Texas has really held it all together as much as we were expecting them to, but I think that this environment that they're going into is really going to sway them, and even beating Missouri last week isn't necessarily going to be enough to propel them to a win this week.
Good points there. Jackson, Texas, Vanderbilt, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. It's really going to come down to whether or not Arch plays. I saw he was a game-time decision.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the numbers, Pavia and Arch's stats are almost identical passing-wise.
Sure.
So, I think Arch doesn't get as much of the credit as he deserves.
Yeah.
He isn't lighting the world on fire like many predicted him to, but he's also not playing the quarterback position terribly.
Yeah, my biggest thing with Arch right now is I just think he's inconsistent. His footing earlier in the season was wildly erratic. I mean, that Ohio State game was that was tough to watch. And they were routine throws too. So I think he's cleaned up on a little bit of it, but again, the consistency is still not there.
With their backs up against the wall this week, that could be what really inspires them to make a change. But when will we know if is Arch questionable?
Yeah, so still questionable.
Yeah.
And the cat they've got behind him, Matthew Caldwell, not a guy that I would have a ton of trust in. And that would be really bad if tomorrow morning I wake up and Texas has announced that he's playing and I've already placed my wager. But Caldwell came over from Jacksonville State, then went to Gardner-Webb and last year played for the Troy Trojans.
Yes.
But not a guy that I really want to have some coin on. He threw a touchdown last week. Everyone went crazy for it, but I'm not a guy that I'm head over heels about. Texas Vanderbilt, big matchup on Saturday, 12 o'clock kick for that one. Real quick, I did promise one of our longtime callers, Patrick, called in, so I want to bring him in as well.
Awesome.
He said he wanted to call in for the first live remote show, so I don't know if I need to do anything specifically on the board, but Patrick, can you hear us?
I got you. I've got you. Can you hear me?
Let's see. I think we got him. Do I need to turn this up a little bit if we got a caller? Yeah, I think so.
I'm here.
Patrick, can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now? Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
How y'all doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I wanted to give a shout out to the Allie Campbell fan club.
How about that?
Yes.
How about the Allie Campbell fan club? How about that?
But
Getting a shout out from our caller.
Want to know, we need to know if any of these fans accompanied Allie overseas and partook in those smoke breaks.
So he's asking if any of your fan club went across overseas with you, took those smoke breaks that the teacher used to talk about.
Actually, two of them over
Two of
there.
them. There we go. How about that?
For those that are not familiar, I was not taking smoke breaks, but I went abroad, and my teachers were taking smoke breaks pretty regularly. Just a culture change. I called in from overseas, and it's a topic of conversation we bring up.
Patrick, you got Calhoun's on the river going crazy over here right now.
And then I want to give a shout out to Joshy Boy. Happy birthday, Joshy Boy! But I'm still fading all your picks in the pros.
Yeah, I saw Joshy Boy earlier. Happy birthday to Joshy Boy, longtime caller as well.
Now, since it's Halloween and it's dark mode, I will say the spookiest thing going this weekend is Tennessee defensive disappearing act.
I had a feeling you'd go that way, Patrick.
Well, you know me, but I'm going heavy on the Vols to cover. So I'm very apologetic for the Sooner fans that are camping out at Calhoun's today.
Yeah.
But I am envious because I'm sitting in my office looking at downtown Atlanta right now. So not fun for me today.
Hey, so score prediction, or how are you feeling right now? Obviously, you're a little spooked. You're a little spooked for that Tennessee defense, but what's your vibe heading into tomorrow?
I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today. I think I don't know a score prediction, but I say Tennessee by 17 in the final analysis.
Ooh,
wow,
Patrick! All right, that's a treat, not a trick.
Confident, yeah.
Joey Football is going to throw for 4 touchdowns, and we're going to have 140 yards of rushing offense.
All right, how about that?
I like those numbers.
How about that?
Happy Halloween, guys. I'll hang up, and I'll give you guys a listen.
Patrick, always good hearing from you, buddy. Thank you for calling in. Hope you have a great weekend. GBO, Tennessee and Oklahoma this weekend, a big one. Everyone's in town for it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's ready for it. We'll continue getting ready for week 10 of college football. Did want to have a moment with Patrick. He DM'd me earlier in the week and said, heard you're doing the remote show. I go, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. And he goes, let me call in. So there we go. Appreciate Patrick calling in there. All right, couple other matchups of note in the SEC. Georgia and Florida.
Yes.
Now, heading into the season, week 10 was supposed to be nuts.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be absurd. But obviously, the preseason poll did not result in what many people thought the year would unfold. And now we only have 3 ranked matchups. But before the season, we were supposed to have 7 ranked matchups in week 10. This was one we talked about and looked forward to, Georgia and Florida. But, we're talking about it a little bit in the best bet segment. I think the Gators can hang around, but I think this Georgia offense has really picked up steam, and I think Gunnar Stockton has got in a good rhythm, especially against zone defenses. You go back to that Tennessee game, and you can get on Tim Banks for this one, but when Stockton went against zone, he had a tough time navigating. When Tennessee went back to man-to-man, that's where they were able to eat alive Ty Redmond and win a lot of their one-on-one matchups. Gunnar Stockton has improved since that moment on against the zone. I think that's a big reason why this Georgia offense has gotten going. Jackson, beginning with you, Georgia, Florida. Can the Gators hang around in this one, or is Georgia's kind of hitting their stride at this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance that, you get the upset. I mean, this game's at a neutral field, so it's not in Jacksonville this year, is it?
It is in Duval. Duval County. Hey, Brett, where's this Georgia-Florida game being played? Duval.
I didn't know. They're changing the location of it though, right?
They are. Yeah, after this year. Yeah, they're doing Mercedes-Benz and maybe Tampa got involved. But I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But I know Mercedes-Benz is one of them. But continue.
I mean, there's just not a whole lot about Florida that really makes you want to pick them to win this game. I mean, Georgia's a really good football team. They're kind of at the point where they have to keep winning if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
I know their schedule probably only gets easier from this point on, but this is not a game that Kirby can afford to lose. I mean, they finished the season with Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't see a world where Florida gets anything going.
Yeah. Allie, what about you? Georgia native. Bulldogs just rolling this one?
Well, you say Georgia native, but I'm a big anti-Bulldog.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just enticing the crowd here, Allie. I'm just enticing the crowd.
I want to acknowledge the coaching change for Florida.
Yeah.
I think that's a big factor in this as well, because they don't have as much of an identity as they did even with Billy Napier, whether that was good or bad.
Sure.
So going into this one, we have no idea what they're going to look like, and we saw what can happen when you make a coaching change. UCLA had a big switch up after putting in their interim head coach.
Yeah.
So we don't know what this Florida team will look like, but I'm expecting Georgia to be able to ruffle their feathers with the lack of identity.
Yeah, Bulldogs and Gators, that's at 3:30. Ooh, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what that was. Sorry about that. That's 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on ABC tomorrow. We'll go down the list. Obviously not as compelling of a week, but I look at South Carolina, Ole Miss as an opportunity as well. Maybe Ole Miss gets caught napping a little bit up against this Gamecocks, a Gamecocks team that I think is the worst in the SEC. Lenora Sellers, what a poor soul.
Yeah.
That offensive line hates him because they continue to throw him in harm's way time and time again. Rebels playing good football. My only thing with this team moving forward, Lane Kiffin continues to get put in another article every week about a job that he's probably not going to take. I think if Ole Miss makes the playoff, Kiffin's going to stay because it'll be way too late in the season for an LSU or Florida to get involved with that. These guys have got to recruit. They've got to do the transfer portal. They don't have time to wait till January to bring a coach on. So right now, I feel like if this Ole Miss team keeps on whiffing stays, and I expect they would do that against South Carolina, not a good football team. Any other games that you guys want to hit on? Penn State, Ohio State's this weekend, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Beginning of the season, this was supposed to be the big game.
Yeah, we thought this could be the number 1 or number 2 teams playing each other, and it turned out to be quite the opposite. Penn State has lost 4 straight games since the coaching change and firing James Franklin, and this has looked... I am not hopeful for this Penn State team. Ohio State is one of the best teams, if not the best team in college football right now. I think they're going to roll through Penn State.
Jackson, what about you? What do you make of that one?
Yeah, Penn State would be lucky to score 14 points.
Yeah.
There's just Ohio State will win this game easily.
I was saying it earlier in the week. I think Penn State would be in a better situation if they put Nick Singleton or Katron Allen in at quarterback and just did wildcat the whole game. They don't have a quarterback.
That's
right
another piece. They even lost Drew Aller, who had his issues already, but he was at least a quarterback for them.
Yeah.
So wow.
And their backup's banged up too, so they might be taking walk-ons in the stands, or hey, you're a Penn State fan or a Penn State student want to go to the game, might get to play quarterback for this Penn State team. They're so bad.
There's also the college game day game.
Yes. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Utah. one of those best bets we gave out earlier during our best bet segment presented by VIP Play. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older, located in Tennessee to bet. Utah pretty good in the pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, no, both are wrong. Pretty good, pretty well. Both are wrong there. I like Utah pretty comfortably in this one. There we go. Think that Devin Dampier has an opportunity to really get going up against this defense. Christian Harrison, a former volunteer, one of the defensive backs for the Bearcats, a guy of note if you watch this game and you're in Tennessee. But Dampier is underwhelmed a couple of times in these top 25 matchups. I look for him to have a good outing because when Utah gets going, they get going. Last week, they decimated Colorado 53-7.
Yeah.
And I think Cincinnati deserves the respect of a 7-1 team, but I think they've been a little bit of a merchant of a solid schedule, a favorable schedule. And Pryor, their running back, not going to be involved in this one. He's out. Utah minus 9.5 in this one. I like the Utes pretty comfortably here. Anything to add on the College Game Day game?
Well, this is an important game for Utah because they have 2 losses right now, and they're not expecting 3-loss teams to make it to the playoffs. So they need to have this win to contain their standings for the playoffs. They lead the Power 4 in rushing yards with 267.
Yeah.
So I expect this to be a powerful and comfortable win for Utah. Crazy to me that College Game Day went there because this seems like a no-brainer.
Well, I think College Game Day kind of got bullied into it because
it gave into the SEC bias.
For some reason, everyone wants to pick a bone with the SEC. In reality, the SEC is the strongest conference with the best teams and the best players and the best coaches. So if you're a TV broadcast like ESPN is and you want to put your broadcast at a spot where people care, College Game Day will continue to go to SEC schools. So look, Utah and Cincinnati is a good game. They deserve, the recognition this week as we do a little photo op. I love it. The Allie Campbell fan club.
I was trying to do that discreetly, but yes.
But again, I'm not a big fan of the let's just hate on the SEC and act like there's an SEC bias, folks. People want to watch good football. People want to watch a good product.
Right.
People don't want to watch Miami and SMU on the CW network on Saturday. They'd rather watch Vandy in Texas, Tennessee and Oklahoma, Georgia and Florida. What do you make of that SEC bias argument you see from some people?
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I mean, they're lucky that both Bearcats or the Cincinnati and Utah are ranked. I mean, because this would be just another snooze fest.
Sure.
It's. I mean, when you've got teams like Texas and Vanderbilt playing, and Oklahoma and Tennessee, and you choose to go out west, it's just like I understand people give you hate for it online, but you got the best product. You might as well tune into it.
Yeah, well, hey, they've got the best product. It might be hard to tune into it. I don't know if you guys saw overnight YouTube TV and ESPN in a little bit of a kerfuffle, we'll say.
No way.
Yeah, can't watch ESPN right now on YouTube TV.
I pay for Hulu.
That's unfortunate timing, mid-season.
Yeah, well, we've seen this a couple of times. Fox had this issue right before the season. NBC dealt with it as well. And now ESPN is involved. We got to hit a break here in a second, but I will explain this. So ESPN's got the new app, right? And they're trying to push everyone to go to that app.
Yeah.
And I feel like they walked into that meeting with YouTube TV and said, hey, we're raising the prices. If you want it, here it is. If not, we're okay with going out. They're trying to push everyone to this new app. And that's the problem. And the big loser in all this is the consumer. Now I got to go download the ESPN app and, buy the subscription and buy the Hulu. I was looking at it this week. I've got too many subscriptions, Allie.
Just cancel
You
YouTube
have
TV.
to.
I know.
I mean, between that and the NFL and whatever else you want to watch, it's insane.
I know. I've got a subscription issue. HBO Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus.
Crazy.
Yeah. My family over there is groaning. They're like, oh, my gosh, he's wasting all of his money on subscriptions. All right, when we come back, we'll have Russell Smith of The Drive join us. Stay right here. It's The Playbook, presented by VIP Play, live from Calhoun's on the River on Fan Run Radio.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, and I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at bonoshouses.com.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work-hard, play-hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
All right, back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us, however you may be doing it, whether it's live in person at Calhoun's on the River or on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM here in K-Town on the local dial, or on the /YouTube live stream. However you're listening or watching, we do appreciate your time. Happy Halloween to all. Russell Smith joins the show from the drive, 3 to 6. They're following us up here in a little bit, so make sure you guys stick around, get a couple of cold beverages, an appetizer. How about a shirt-dressed man today? Look at this outfit, folks. Wow.
Some wise men from Texas once said everyone's crazy about a sharp-dressed man. I don't know if you've heard that. That was ZZ Top back in the day.
I love it.
The Eliminator album, I believe.
I love it. Everyone, Brett surprised me too. I love his outfit.
Brett might have won. It's the wig that really is. That a wig or is that his real hair?
I think it's his real hair, and he's got the throwback under review jersey too.
He's kind of got the Amari Abrams vibe going on from the other night. If you saw that at Thompson Bowling,
I did. I like it. I like it a lot, man. This is a lot of fun. Obviously, you've done a ton of these shows. This is my first. This is a lot of fun. Enjoying Calhoun's today.
This is a heck of a way to break in your first live show at Calhoun's on the River before Oklahoma. I mean, it's place was packed. we got the post crowd, and then they tell me it's about to go crazy again here, starting like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and they got live music out here. Basilio's band is playing. I mean, this is the place to be.
It's the place.
What a beautiful fall. I mean, look at the way the light is just hitting the river. Is that not the most beautiful setting for college ball you can possibly imagine? The boats, the Vol Navy. I mean, we got so many people here from Oklahoma, and it's been like the weather's been terrible this week.
That's what I was saying.
So thank you to the Oklahoma fans for bringing some nice weather to East Tennessee.
There we go.
I am afraid you bring the nice weather, but you are going to be taking an L home with you when you leave here tomorrow. I'm sorry, but it's the way it's got to be.
That's the way to throw it back. I will say, I was talking about it earlier. All week it's been great, and it's that rain that isn't like enough to where like you get the windshield wipers going. It's like that misty rain where it just bugs you.
Like, when did we move to Seattle?
I know.
Here in East Tennessee. It's no bueno, but this is the beautiful weather, beautiful setting for college football. This, William, is what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. And tomorrow is what it's all about for this Tennessee football season. As right now you got your backs against the wall, 2 losses on the year to 2 good teams, that is, Georgia and Alabama, but cannot afford another loss on the season if you still want to make a trip to the college football playoff. We've been talking about it over the last hour and 30 minutes, Russ. When you look at this matchup, where do you see Tennessee having an advantage on Saturday?
Well, I mean, it might seem counterintuitive. Oklahoma has one of the best defenses in the country, but I think Tennessee, when they're dialed in mentally, not making silly pre-snap mistakes and things like that, I think Tennessee can move the ball on anyone in the country and can score on anyone in the country. Don't forget, Lane Kiffin gave kind of a blueprint of how to attack this Oklahoma defense last week.
Yeah.
Up there in Norman, they put 35 points on them, won the ball game. They did that on the road. So Josh Heupel and his staff are able to look at that game film and come up with a game plan that can exploit Oklahoma's weaknesses, particularly at the safety position. I look for Kiffin. I look for Braylon Staley to have big games over the middle against Oklahoma tomorrow.
Yeah, I like that Staley comment. And we talked about him earlier, but Kitzelman, throwing him back in there. Kitzelman, folks, I mean, he's a top 10 tight end in the country heading into the season. And I still think he deserves, that recognition as well. Maybe the stats might not be there, but he is a valuable and most of the time reliable receiver. I know
Mississippi State game was a little rough,
yeah.
But I mean, most of the time when you need him, he's been there for you.
Yeah.
And I would anticipate him being a key part of the game plan tomorrow.
Yeah. Talking about that Ole Miss Oklahoma game, Jackson, what did you see in that matchup for that Oklahoma defense going up against an Ole Miss offense that obviously has similar characteristics of Tennessee's offense? I think I would agree with Russ, by the way. Tennessee's offense, I think, a smidge better, but still 2 talented groups. What did you see in that one do you think that Tennessee can possibly attack?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they threw the ball all over the field, especially over the middle, and I think that's a blueprint to walk out of Neyland with a win tomorrow night, is to attack the middle of the field, make them respect your passing game, so then you can open up the run lanes.
Yeah.
I think maybe last week Kentucky prepared for the run a little more than the pass.
Yeah.
I mean, because you only had 104 yards on the ground as a unit last week, and I think that's how teams are starting to attack the Vols, is to prepare for the run, make them beat you with the arm, and then, that'll open up the running lanes.
Sure.
And I expect the same tomorrow night.
Yeah. Russ, you talk about the environment that we're currently in right now. Calhoun's on the river, great scenery, sun glistening off the Tennessee River. It's a great environment. I want to talk about that environment on Saturday and how it's going to be an impact. Dark mode has been activated for this Saturday matchup. Top 20, Sooners coming into town, primetime, ABC, Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit. You're going to get that big game feel. And UT is 5-1 overall when wearing black jerseys, also defeating the Gamecocks on Halloween night in 2009. That was the debut of those uniforms. What kind of environment are you expecting Saturday in Neyland Stadium?
Well, we talked to Ramon Foster on our show yesterday, The Drive. And of course, former Tennessee offensive lineman, played for a long time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and is now Ball Network color analyst next to Mike Keith in the booth. And he had a great one-word description of what it's going to be like tomorrow. Toxic. Toxic. Now, we used to talk to Tony Vitello on the show, and he used to have a saying about Lindsey Nelson State. He said, make it nasty.
Yeah.
We've also got a caller, Geraldo, calls into our show occasionally and says it needs to be borderline dangerous. I think it's going to be all three of those things. It's going to be toxic. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be borderline dangerous. Don't bring your young children to this game tomorrow, people. What are you doing? It's a 7:30 kickoff. People are going to be sauced up. There's going to be some salty language in the stands. You got a child who's 12 years old or younger. You might want to get a sitter because it is going to be rowdy inside Neyland Stadium. And we really haven't had that all-time loud Neyland game yet this year. It's going to happen tomorrow night.
Well, I'm getting a prop. You're talking about that. Kind of getting a little chaotic, a little wild. How about a little bit of this? A little bit of this.
Don't throw that thing.
Don't throw this on
heart.
Saturday. But we need this type of chaos.
We've got the mustard bottle.
Yeah, on Saturday inside Neyland Stadium. Obviously, don't throw it on the field. But that's the type of energy you need to make. That's the type of environment that Neyland Stadium has to be tomorrow. And I think the Tennessee faithful will produce.
Hostile environment. I don't think Oklahoma's really played in anything like that this year, like they're going to see. The weather is going to be nice. Tennessee fans have all day to tailgate. And so, yeah, I mean, I love what they do with the dark mode pregame stuff. Yeah. They turn the lights off. All that stuff. I mean, the pageantry tomorrow is going to be off the charts.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that Tennessee fans will be anything less than stuck on 11 tomorrow when those teams come out of the tunnel. It's up to the Vols to give us something to cheer about and keep us in it. You know, that was kind of the thing that happened in the Georgia game. It went south and it was hot and all that stuff. It's going to be perfect conditions for a great game tomorrow.
Yeah. Russ, you talk about what you see in terms of Tennessee being able to benefit offensively, but this Tennessee defense has been the talk of the town really ever since the season began. Not for the best reasons. They are an explosive offense in terms of defense and type, and in terms of the type of plays that they can create, turnovers, pick sixes, stuff like that. That's the good stuff. The bad is the tackling, the technique, stuff like that. Where do you stand with this Tennessee defense after watching them, 8 games into the season?
I mean, they're not going to instantly transform into last year's defense, where last year's defense was top 10 in the nation in both scoring and total yardage per game. That's not going to happen at this point. My thing is, can you just keep the points on the other side to a dull roar?
Yeah.
Can we not give up so many 20 and 30-yard chunk plays? And could we even perhaps just once maybe get a stop inside the red zone? Tennessee, the worst red zone defense. I'm sure you guys have talked about this in college football this year. I mean, I have no illusions that Tennessee's going to go out there and hold Oklahoma to less than 20 points. But you got to hold them to less than 30. Oklahoma, they haven't scored more than 27 points in an SEC game this year. You got to be able to, and the crowd's a big part of that, I don't think Mateer's played in an environment like he's going to encounter tomorrow. So Tennessee fans got to bring the noise. And Tennessee's defense, just hold it together, man. No major busts, anything like that. I know Oklahoma's going to hit some plays, make some yards, score some points, but you just got to keep it to a dull roar, man. You can't get into a shootout with these guys.
Yeah. Russell Smith from The Drive joins us. You can listen to them live on the Fan Run Radio app from 3 to 6 on Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, all of that. They'll be following us up here in a little bit. Really excited to have them follow us up. Continuing this topic, though, I don't think it's fair to say that Heupel has a lot of pressure on him on Saturday because he has revived this program, right? He has gotten you to the point where you're 6-2 heading into November with a quarterback that got here two months before the season began. I think it's important to realize where we were in July and August, what the expectations were, right? you know, 9-3, 8-4, and that would have been a good year. But once you get the season going and you start seeing the results, you start getting a little greedy. You know, you start wanting that college football playoff berth and all of that. If Tennessee loses Saturday, what do you feel like the vibe is going to be around Josh Heupel and the way this program is moving?
It's not going to be great. I mean, people are going to be disappointed because, again, this is a playoff game for all intents and purposes. A play-in game, it's a playoff game. You know, you got to win to keep going. You got to survive, advance. And if you don't, you lose, then there's going to be chatter around Josh Heupel. I don't think people are going to break out the pitchforks and blow torches this season, but maybe it sets up some pressure going into next season. And you just never know, William. I mean, this is college football in 2025, right? You have a guy at LSU who wasn't really on the hot seat coming into the year, but he loses 3 games to top 10 teams each, and he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. James Franklin, nobody had that. Like, it can go south so quickly for anyone in this sport, and Josh Heupel is not immune to that. So, my advice to him would be to win the game. Keep these people off your back. I know it's easier. It's easy for me to sit here and say, but I mean, there will be, you know, you can hear the calls already. Well, you know, is this it under Josh Heupel? Have we reached the ceiling for the Heupel era?
Yeah.
If so, what does that mean? How long are we going to do this? Like, that's going to be the narrative, and it's probably not fair. But again, welcome to college football in 2025.
Yeah, Jackson, same question to you. And then I do want to follow up on a point that Russell talked about. Josh Heupel, after this game, if he doesn't win, what type of situation do you feel like he's in?
Definitely not a great one. I agree with Russell that I don't think, you know, the pitchforks aren't going to be people going down Cumberland Avenue with signs begging for him to be fired, but it will start to raise some serious questions on if making the playoffs is the limit. Going 10-2, 9-3 is this absolute ceiling you can reach under Josh Heupel. And, you know, I don't know that it as much matters this season because of the expectations that were placed in July and August. But next year, whether you do get another year of Joey Aguilar or it's George McIntyre, Jake Merklinger, or Faison Brandon, you're going to have some expectations next year to go out and win. And if next year we're in the same boat, you're eliminated from the playoffs in November, I think then you're going to have some serious problems.
Yeah, good points all around there. Russ, one last question for you before we let you go. We're talking about, you know, how Brian Kelly gets fired. James Franklin gets the can. Do you feel like there is a kind of a toxicity right now in college football with how long a coach can hang on to his job? Do you feel like that this year has kind of been, I mean, even Mike Norvell at Florida State, a team that had him on the edge of a college football playoff 2 years ago, obviously things have changed, but do you feel like there's a little bit of a toxicity right now in the college football coaching world?
I think it's professional sports now, and you see this in the NFL, you see this in the NBA, Major League Baseball. You don't get 5 years to lay your foundation and then we'll judge a coach in 6 or 7. Like, you don't do that. Like, you get maybe a year if you're lucky to rebuild, and then you got to go win. Yeah, and that's just sports. And I'll tell you what, like, I don't know if you guys talked about that crazy press conference with like the governor of Louisiana, all that stuff. And, like, as nutty as that sounds and dysfunctional and chaotic and everything, like, the guy didn't tell many lies.
No.
Like, he's telling the truth. It's like these agents run the sport. They make these ridiculous buyouts. They've got all the power in this game right now. Yeah. And that's what's really toxic for these schools and these universities, is that, you know, Louisiana, one of the poorest states in the nation, gets set to pay Brian Kelly $50 million in failure money not to coach. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, it is. It's not great. You know, it's not healthy. Yeah. But I don't know what to do about it. It's just sort of where we're at right now.
All that hard work and money is going to Brian Kelly as he sits on the.
Maybe he can become the college football commissioner.
Yeah. Oh, hey, hell, he's got the money for it now. He's sitting there Maldives, you know, trying to figure out.
Who would you rather have, Saban, Kelly, or Franklin as the commissioner of college football?
Saban, without a doubt. I think Kelly, and I can't use the type of language I would like to about him. I don't think he's a nice person at all.
poor guy. He's just everybody's.
There have been
just
so
dunking
many.
on.
I just
Brian
don't think he's
Kelly.
a nice person. He was after that Texas A&M. Casey Concepcion had that 75-yard punt return, and you've got Brian Kelly sitting on the sideline, like visibly cussing out and saying, like, that type of blank is how you get blanking fired. Like, just stuff like that. Come on, man. I mean, if you're a coach and you're in the middle of third quarter, is that the type of stuff that's going to make you turn things around? Like, I mean, I guess. I mean,
he didn't fire a guy like Pruitt did in the game. Jimmy Brumbaugh, and I don't care. By the way, did you guys see old Cornbread is back?
I did.
He's back. He's a Gamecock.
He's
Jacksonville Gamecock.
Yeah.
Not a South Carolina Gamecock.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
He's got to start somewhere. He, hung up the PE coaching and he's got back into the real world.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
He's a character.
He is.
What a nut.
Yeah.
Doesn't belong anywhere near an SEC head coach. How did Philip Fuller, I'm sorry, I go off on a tangent here,
No.
How did he sit in a room with him face to face and say, that's my guy, that's my head coach, the guy who can barely conjugate a verb. I'm going to give him a $3 million a year job, the keys to the kingdom.
Was not the smartest of moves. It was kind of like that Scott Woodward decision to give Jimbo Fisher and Brian Kelly contracts.
Woodward hired Kim Mulkey.
Yeah,
at least he had one good hire.
I've seen. There have been a lot of Woodward people coming out of the woodwork this week to defend them, but I mean they're costing a lot. LSU's paid a lot of money.
That situation in Baton Rouge is not quite Tennessee in 2017.
Sure,
train wreck status.
Yeah,
but it ain't far off.
Yeah. Russell Smith on.
See if they try and hire Shiano.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I wonder how that will go for LSU fans. I'm sure they'll be excited. Russell Smith joining us from the drive. You can catch them 3 to 6 right here on Fan Run Radio. Best of luck on the show. I mean, the nicest dressed guy in the place right now is Russ. Look at this, man.
Well, I mean, CG and I are basically wearing the same thing.
CG's got the top hat, too. He's kind of got you beat on that one. I might have spoke.
The what?
He's got you beat with the hat.
Well, I've got the hat. I just can't fit it on over the headset.
There we go. I'm sorry. I didn't see the hat.
Yeah.
There we go.
What do you take me for? Some kind of amateur? Come on.
Great stuff, Russ. We appreciate you joining. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap things up. It's our final thoughts on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play, live from Calhoun's on the River.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Fan Run is giving away a huge prize package.
That's a big box. What's in there?
You're going to want to find out.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
A winner will be drawn live on Halloween during Fan Run Friday at Calhoun's on the River.
To learn how you can earn entries, make sure you're tuning in daily to Fan Run Radio and following us across all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
All right, back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate everyone out here at Calhoun's on the river. What a great crowd today. This has been a lot of fun. Want to give a quick shout out to Walker Smith, who is at the station. Done a great job today making sure we are playing good football on camera, on the radio, on the box. So shout out to Walker. Done a great job with that today. Wrapping things up. It's hard not to get some goosebumps about tomorrow night, right? This is the type of matchup that you come to Tennessee to play in. This is the type of environment that you come to Tennessee to play in. And these are the type of stakes that you want to have in front of you. A college football playoff spot still has a heartbeat, but you drop one and you're no longer. Do you feel like because there hasn't been a game like this yet this season where I guess technically Kentucky, but I mean,
well, no, that is big rival.
Even though Brett loves that Kentucky matchup, this is a high stakes game against a really good opponent.
Yeah.
And you've already got 2 losses. I know that Joey hasn't been rattled yet this season, or really anyone on this team has been rattled yet this season. Is this the type of game where you see that, where the stakes they know are on the line and they got a good football team across from them? Brett, what do you make of that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's what you come to UT to play in, and these are the games. You got your night game. You've been asking for it all season, and you expect the team to respond. If you're not up for this one, you're at the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So, it shouldn't take much to get you fired up. They've probably seen all of the videos of Neyland at night, spooky, rocky top, all of it. So,
yeah,
expect some fireworks on Neyland tomorrow night.
Allie, what about you?
I understand that there's pressure here, but if Joey didn't feel the pressure against Georgia, or well, I guess he did feel the pressure against Georgia, but he's had several other games when you'd expect it to get to him a little bit more, and he's been solid, and he's looked like way more than we ever expected him to look. So I'm not expecting that to crumble this week when we face Oklahoma. But this
is a
firefighter,
fighter, right?
Yeah,
this is nothing.
Hey,
this is nothing for Joey.
I know we only got 4 or 5 minutes here, but Joey Aguilar's story is one of the coolest in college football. Talk about a guy that was, put in some tough situations. The college he went to in 2020, like their football program shut down. The school shut down. He can't even play. He was trekking from, an hour away in California, going from one place to another just to be able to go to practice.
Yeah.
This is a guy that has deserved this moment and has had to continue to fight to get to this spot. So I'm excited for tomorrow because you have the opportunity, Joey Aguilar, a guy that's been tough as nails and been through it all and continue to fight. You have the opportunity to watch that on national TV. And if he has a big night,
Heisman moment?
That's a Heisman moment. In a year, there are a lot of options in that Heisman race, but also an opportunity to show people around the country that just because you're not a 5-star out of high school and have every offer in front of you, you can still play at the highest level in college football at the University of Tennessee and get a top 25 win and keep your team alive. Joey Aguilar's story is really cool. They did a college game day segment about it when they came for that Georgia game. And ever since, I've looked at Joey a different way. And the other thing, too, his family is so grateful for the opportunity, too. I like that a lot, too. Some of these parents in high school continue to, berate coaches and say this, say that. The Aguilars, they take it for granted.
Yeah.
The Aguilars are so grateful for Joey's opportunity. And it continues to be one of the best stories in college football. That's honestly why I want to win tomorrow night. So that story gets to more people.
Yeah. I expect to hear some Joey chants on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. And Joey's mom talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I mean, made her tear up. And that's the type of stuff that takes sports to a different level, right? So really excited for the opportunity for Joey and company. Real quick, let's do our predictions and call our shot for Saturday's matchup. Then we'll wrap things up here at Calhoun's on the river. I say Tennessee 34, Oklahoma 24. I think Tennessee is able to keep a comfortable distance away from this Sooners team. I don't think offensively Oklahoma has as much momentum right now. But defense is going to make life difficult for Tennessee. but I say 34-24 the final. Tennessee covers and wins.
Makes you some money.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Tennessee winning. I think it'll be competitive for sure. I think they'll hold our offense down to somewhat over 30 points for sure. We haven't seen our defense hold anybody under 30. I don't expect us to do it tomorrow. I think they're going to take notes from that Kentucky game and get it out of Mateer's hands, get the playmakers. So I like Tennessee 34-30.
Allie.
Yeah, despite Oklahoma's powerful defense, I expect this to be a fairly high-scoring game, probably in the 30s as well. Dare I say I go with that as well?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
There you go. Those are our predictions. I mean, some of these Oklahoma fans, right, they're like, oh, the Tennessee broadcast just gave 3 straight Tennessee predictions.
Home field advantage. It's a big one. We'll see.
38-10, you said?
28-10.
28-10.
28-10.
Take him out of here.
28-2.
Wow.
He's a firm believer in that Oklahoma defense then.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, and I love a lot of those guys out there. Our Mason Thomas, one of my favorite. We got to – so what did he say?
He said, we love your coach.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know how he feels about Oklahoma now, but at least back when he was playing, he liked it.
Yeah.
All right, winding down here, do want to give a couple shout-outs. Once again, thank you so much to Calhoun's on the River for having us today. What a cool experience this has been. As someone that is young in my broadcasting journey, Allie, you are as well.
Yes.
Brett, you are as well.
Happy to be here, William. Happy to be here.
This has been really cool.
Babysit you too.
Babysit. Hey,
I'm just glad you kept that NC State in your back pocket, buddy. We'd had problems.
This has been such a cool opportunity. So once again, thank you to Calhoun's on the River for having us. Also, thank you to this crowd. A great crowd today. Oklahoma, Tennessee. Y'all give it up for yourselves. Top 25 matchup tomorrow inside Neyland Stadium, and you're at the right place to be.
Oh, yeah.
How about that Allie Campbell fan club back there, too? They've been
the best.
There you go.
Wow.
There you go. There you go. Coming up next, it's The Drive. Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, The Bear, and Walker Smith. And also, make sure to go by our booth. It's right outside. If you guys, finish up your cold one or maybe want to take a breath of fresh air, go see our booth, get some free swag, support the station.
Make sure to get some Calhoun sweet potato fries, too. Those are my absolute favorite.
A suggestion right there.
Yeah.
And then also we got the box giveaway at 6 o'clock. Thousands and thousands of dollars of prizes. Go get your name in the drawing for that. So that's going to wrap it up for a Friday edition of the Playbook presented by VIP Play. For Allie Campbell, Jen Freeman, and Brett Hunlander, I'm William Pattison. We appreciate you listening along with us. We will see you on Monday for what hopefully will be Victory Monday.